Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited, the disturbing thought of the day. All right, say 24 years ago, there's this company that thinks they have a drug that will boost psychic abilities. Mm. They find volunteers, they make them sign waivers, they pay them good money for this drug trial, and psychics step up. And one of them is a lady who's a promising telepath. She can read minds. That's her thing. I mean, they don't go for the most powerful psychics in the world. They don't go for superheroes or supervillains. They just go for psychics. Well, uh, needless to say, the drug has side effects. Um, Most of the psychics either died, lost their powers, went crazy, and they actually marketed it not as a medication, but as a weapon, like under the table, black market. You want to screw with psychics? Give them this stuff. It's like, ugh. And she slipped out of the program and ran. And she's one of the few who wised up and did. Her rationale, like she left halfway through the drug trials, was that she finds out she's pregnant, and she wants to like not screw up her kid. So she goes to ground, she gives birth to the baby, she puts the baby up in a like leaves the kid off anonymous like, and then she basically kills herself. And no one can trace her to this little adorable little girl who's raised in the system badly for 24 years. Abuse, 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 bad foster homes. She just had the rotten luck of the draw. She she grows up broken, and then bad boyfriends, bad taste in men, bad luck. And then her power finally manifests, and she too can read minds. And her variant of telepathy has been influenced by this really awful drug. What does it do? Well, if she reads your mind, basically she drives you crazy. But it's not intentional. She can read your mind, see your thoughts, walk away, and within 24 hours, your mind collapses. It up becomes down, left becomes sideways, or middle or nowhere. And you don't know what happens. And like within a week, you're dead. You first you seem like you're disoriented, then you're crazy, then you're comatose, then you're just brain dead, then you're just dead. And she realizes, okay, every mind she's ever looked at, she never seems to find them again because they're all dead. And she realizes she has this power. And so she makes a list and she texts it twice. And she goes after everybody, whoever messed with her. And she doesn't even have to be in the same room. She just needs line of sight on you. And she becomes quite the effective killer, because here's the funny thing about this particular drug. It actually did amplify her powers. She can read through anything. So if you have a psychic defense, she breaks it. The problem is she starts going freelance, and his corporation's like, hmm, an amplified, I mean, she's a really powerful psychic, and she's about the right age. Do you think she's... Nah. Well, kill her and bring her brain over here anyway. Either she is or she isn't, but we definitely want her brain. Maybe we can reverse engineer her power, bottle it up. I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited, and that's my disturbing thought of the day. Yeah, don't let me run a church or a cult. Anyhow, TalesUnlimited.net. That's where the podcasts are. 2 of them. Think the Battery Daily Prompts and the Disturbing Thought of the Day. They both go daily. Also, there are book links which will take you to Amazon. There are print books and ebooks available. What are these books about? Well, one series is called Battery. 200 unique writing prompts and a little wisdom on how to write that first novel for those of us who've lost years of our lives trying to figure out how to write a book. Well, the battery system, while challenging, will get you there. Follow it all the way through. You will have an easier time writing that first book. But before you even finish that first book, You will have the chance to build your own business, sell books, make money while you're writing your first book. That's the edge that Battery gives you. Also, the edge is within those prompts, the 200 writing prompts. See, if you're a storyteller of any stripe, there's something there for you. Whether you're an evil GM, short story writer, game designer, comic book writer, screenwriter, or even a grizzled novelist who doesn't need help writing that first book, but 200 ideas. You take one, you spin it your way, however you want, run off with it per book. And there are a couple books. I'm about to drop the third Battery. Then, let's see. There are anthologies. Think New School Twilight Zone. 25 stories per book. And the themes are Unlikely Hero Saving the Day. That's the Unheroic series. An example would be a story called Downsized. What if this unlikely hero saving the day is a tooth fairy who gets unemployed and gets into the revenge business? Yeah, that's weird. And then there's the Book of Schemes. All kinds of schemes. Funny, strange, diabolical. Well, in Canada, there is a zombie attack. And we actually do build a wall, but not from Mexico. I mean, between us and Mexico, but between us and Canada. We let in a portion of the population, then we just lock it down. Nobody gets across. And the Border Patrol becomes the Border Control. We're talking like miniguns, body armor, gunships. And there are only 3 reasons to go into Canada anymore. 1, if people sneak across the border and try to loot, because they abandon the cities really fast. Or 2, Russian drug guys come over and set up labs, because who's going to mess with their drug labs in zombie turf? And then they send their drugs via drones over the wall into the U.S. So sometimes you go over there and smack them. But the 3rd reason in this story, some poor bastard crash lands in zombie turf and they have to go in and get him out. A retrieval op. And then there is the novel series. It's called I, Villain. Think Sin City with superpowers. What if there's this guy named Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer, dude in a suit? Seems harmless, until he picks up his phone and taps out to any of his 400 plus mercenaries, the best of the best. Some have elite skill sets, some have very unusual superpowers, others have both. And he has toppled governments with these people. He has used them to solve all types of problems for all sides of the law, until one night he is forced to give up his multi-billion-dollar empire, fire everybody, lose all of his cash, and fight crime personally with his own 2 hands every night. Everyone's making spandex jokes and looking at his gut. His life expectancy is nothing. Except the man has a past and superpowers he stops using. And it's like, okay, I'll fight crime. It means you can't kill me? Okay, fine. I'll fight crime my way, a villain's way. And so he starts saving the day. Then he starts saving the world. Then he turns it into a business, because that's where the real money is. I mean, if you're a Dr. Evil bastard trying to take over the world, you have money. So he kills you and takes whatever's not on fire. Screw this rivalry between, himself and his arch nemesis over here, or his arch nemesis over there. Fill cemeteries over here, take their cash over there, and move on to the next. That's I, Villain. It was a fun series. Okay, I am Marcus V. Calvert, and this is Tales Unlimited. Disturbing thought of the day. I'll see you tomorrow.